The Baseball Together Network presents the Philly Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Jason and Tory. And now, Philly Baseball Together.
All right, and welcome back, listeners, to this is episode 3 for the season 2022 of the Philly Baseball Together podcast. My name is Jason. I am joined with my good friend Tory. How are you today, my friend?
I am well. Thank you for asking.
I can't see why we wouldn't be well after this past weekend. So.
Yeah, it's funny because you had sent me a text. I think it was I think it was the day that Girardi was fired, and you said like I have a feeling that next weekend the next show that we do is just going to be a half hour of us griping and everything, and I was like, tell me about it, and that's what I fully expected, but and that's like what's been going on with the up and down nature of the Phillies this year, though, where you take 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers, almost sweep them, and then you get but then there's a time where you get manhandled by the Marlins, and then you come back and you're it's obviously a team that has the Angels have Trout and Ohtani, so they're always going to be dangerous, and yet we sweep them. So it's very strange, and of course we'll go into that a little bit as the episode goes on. But how are you feeling right now, though?
We might as well just jump right into it. And for the record, my exact message was, I think it's going to be 30 minutes of bitterness.
That's what it was, yeah. I couldn't remember the exact word, yeah.
Oh, I won't forget. No worries.
Yeah.
Well, let's get right into it. May, there really isn't a whole lot of good to talk about coming out of May. May was not a good month for the Phils. They had that awful losing streak.
Yeah. We can always talk about, of course, how Bryce Harper continues to be awesome. That's always good, right?
That is always good. Now, let's talk about this then for a second, since that's the road we're going down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he could potentially be MVP again?
It really depends. Manny Machado has been playing well this year. I have him on my fantasy team. I think he's batting like 380 or something like that. Something crazy. Now I feel like if the Phillies can make the playoffs this year, then yeah, I definitely. I think I saw something online yesterday that he's on pace for like 39 home runs and over 100 RBIs. The one thing that I noticed when I was looking at his stats, is that he's lagging behind on walks for this year, than usual. I think he only has like 17 walks, where usually other years he's, usually in like not right now, but by the end of the year, he'll have close to 100, if not more. So his on-base percentage has been a little bit lower. In fact, his on-base percentage right now is at a paltry 370. Come on, Bryce, get it together. No, but and last year, of course, it was at 429. The year before, 420. But that, of course, can be attributed to, I think, to his lack of walks, which is, it's fine. I think he's being trying to be maybe a little bit more aggressive at the plate, which so far has been working. Obviously, batting 309, 13 home runs, 40 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, slugging. He's leading the league in slugging with 628, 180 OPS plus. Whew. Oh my! I'm feeling it just talking about this. How awesome he is, But the one thing that I love about Harper is the game yesterday, which this episode will probably drop today, but the game yesterday was the one that we beat the Angels 9-7 in. Actually, I was going to say extra innings, but no, I guess that was the bottom of the 9th that Stott hit the home run. But Harper hit the gigantic grand slam in the 8th, which was amazing. But I love the intensity. He's running around the bases. He looks excited and everything, and he's pumping up the crowd. And that's what I like to see. I like to see players having fun and he looks like he's having fun. But I'm rambling enough, so please, give me your thoughts.
Well, I mean, I asked the question because I wanted to hear your thoughts.
That's true.
I'm with this team. I'm so afraid to make any positive projections or predictions.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bryce is an easy bet in pretty much anything at the moment, especially at the plate. He looks fantastic at the plate, and I think he's a big rally guy on this team. I think he can help get this team fired up. And I guess let's roll that into everything that happened last week. For the record, we're recording this on June 6th. So yesterday's game would have been the 5th, and gosh, what a game that was.
I know, so good.
Now, as I had mentioned before, going a little off topic, as I had mentioned Friday to you, I missed most of Friday's game because my daughter's softball team was playing an away game. Tonight is their first playoff game.
And you said, I was just going to say, and you said that they were going to make the playoffs. That's awesome.
They play tonight at home for their first playoff game, and they're the youngest team in their division. So this is pretty cool.
Hey, well, you know what that means? They're going to have that youthful exuberance. You know, they're going to be good. Now, how old is your daughter now? Is she 8?
So she's in 10U. She's 10. Now her team is made up of mostly 10-year-olds and 9-year-olds. We have two 10U teams. The other 10U team is actually 11 and 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Because the League World Series rules are based, age-wise, are based on the year you were born, not the age you are. So a lot of the girls on the other 10U team are 11 because they were born in 2011. So even though they're considered 10 for Little League World Series rules, they're not actually 10. So if we win tonight, that's who we play on Wednesday. But going way off topic here. Good luck, girls. Yeah. Not that any of you are listening to this. So the big news last week, and I think to some of us it was inevitable. I think to some of us listening, it might have been a little bittersweet. I think I was one of those people. Girardi was out. Girardi's gone.
Thank God. And you know, when we hired him back in, what was it, 2019? No, 2020. The end of 2019, right? I remember thinking, I was like, yes, you know, but and I've thought this so many times over the last couple of years where I'm like, yes, this is the missing piece. You know, like he's gonna be the one that's gonna get us over the hump, and we're gonna make the playoffs. And obviously, what did he win? I think in 3 years with us, what did we have? 100? I think I saw 127 wins. That seems low, actually.
123 wins.
Maybe
I want to say either 123 or 132, but for sure I think it's a combination of those three numbers.
Yeah, that's right. You know, at first I was thinking that seemed low, but then I realized that we're only in June in this season, and then the other season, of course, it was the COVID season, so we had the short 60-game season for that one. So that's why it seems low. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, no way, that seems way too low. Now, I mean, did you see also, you know, going a little bit off topic here, but did you see that Lenny Dykstra threw his hat in the ring to be manager of the Phillies?
Let me tell you how much I loved that tweet. I love Lenny for so many reasons that are beyond baseball anymore. For the record, I had his starting lineup back when I was 6.
I did that. I had that too.
Is it the one of him sliding into the plate?
I think I had. Oh, now I can't remember.
There were so many. Batting. That's the problem.
I was going to say. I think he was batting. Yeah. Well, do you know? Like, I think this is. Well, no, I guess it wouldn't be the 30th anniversary. I guess it would be the 31st. But at this point in 1991, Lenny Dykstra was batting .418 right now. So in June of 1991, he was batting, and I'll say it again, .418 at this point of the season. I mean, isn't that insane?
Let me tell you, cocaine and steroids can go a long way.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. But you know, all right, we'll probably have to edit that one out. You know, family friendly show that we are and everything.
I think
but
that's pretty family friendly. I mean,
okay,
there's no foul language in that.
that's
that
true.
statement.
That's true. Yeah. But it's funny. I didn't even think about that. But it's who knows? Maybe it was all just that. I mean, he did play with the '86 Mets with Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden, and I'm sure that like every day in their clubhouse was like a snow day with the amount of with the amount of cocaine they had flowing in there.
There wasn't a white line that team didn't snort, and even the one on the field.
Yeah, that's a good one. Then
It's an
like
old Mad
Daryl.
Magazine reference, actually.
Oh, is it okay? That's good. Yeah, I was like, man, that was pretty quick. But yeah, Mad Magazine. But getting back on topic though. I mean, Dykstra, he's a character. He's certainly a character. I don't know if he would be an amazing choice to manage, just because he'd be like this team needs a pickup, and I have just the thing, and we're like, no, Letty, no, you know, you know.
I don't know. I think Lenny would need to prove himself in the minors first.
Yeah,
before anything else. And I think Lenny's burned too many bridges amongst the Mets and the Phils that'll never come to fruition. So I had mentioned I thought the firing of Girardi was bittersweet. It was overdue.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like you said, there was just so much hope when he came in, and that hope dashed really quick this season.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's gotten to the point now where, and I hate to say it like this, and I hate to be like Debbie Downer, but it feels like that the best part of the Phillies season recently has been the off season. Because they make all these moves, and you think that they're like solid moves, they're good moves, like signing Castellanos, signing Schwarber, signing Harper, signing Wheeler, signing Andrew McCutchen. I mean, trading for JT Realmuto. I mean, when you think about all those moves, and you think to yourself, but wait, they've been over 500 once since they did all that. I mean, it's crazy when you think about that. And so I can't say that Dombrowski isn't trying to win, because he clearly is. At least for my money, he clearly is trying to win. Whether it be just throwing money at the problem, or overhauling the minors like he did last year, which of course it's too early to see how that's going to go, but knock on wood that's going to yield some results. But it is a little bittersweet, I guess, with Girardi also, because he also won Manager of the Year back in 2006 with the Marlins, and then he won the World Series with the Yankees in 2009. So we know that he had a pedigree for winning. Now,
right, but now I mean, looking at it objectively, he won that 2009 World Series with a team that was built and existed before he got there. I mean, he inherited Joe Torre's team.
Yep.
Whereas in this situation, he was inheriting not much of a team outside of a few players. And since he's been with the Phils, Dombrowski's been trying to build a Frankenstein's monster kind of team, because there isn't a farm system to be built from at the moment.
I see you've read that thing in The Athletic also.
I read The Athletic pretty regularly. The Athletic and Uniwatch are like daily reads for me.
Yeah. But it's funny because they use that exact wording, I think, in the article that they had. I think it was yesterday.
Well, it's a perfect description, I think.
It is, yeah. Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
No, but speaking of The Athletic, and I'm glad you brought that up, and this ties into Rob Thomson coming into the team, which is another topic for the episode. So we'll just hit these two real quick. The players are saying that there wasn't an issue with them and Girardi, but what I found really interesting in a specific article on The Athletic was that Castellanos kind of hinted at some things that maybe weren't right in the clubhouse, And Thomson, in his speech to the team, of his initial talk to the team after he officially took the job, he stressed communication was a big thing with him and the team.
Yeah.
To me, that points to signs that there were some communication issues between Girardi and the team. And me personally, it looked like he was checked out a long time ago.
Who Castellanos was? Well, he
No,
said
Girardi.
Oh, Girardi.
Girardi
Sorry.
was checked out.
Well, yeah, and I think the quote from Castellanos, I think I sent it to you. He said, "I don't know how to describe the energy now, but it's obviously not where it needs to be because we're not playing like we should be." So obviously, I mean, and I don't know like how much a manager can really motivate a team. I mean, you would hope that it's going to be like a Larry Boa who's going to be like throwing chairs and stuff like that. But I don't know. Girardi never seemed to be that type to me, though.
Girardi was really blasé this season.
Yeah, and maybe he knew that he was on his way out. Now he had said a couple of times like, "I don't worry about my job," blah blah blah. My job is my job. But I don't think I've ever heard a manager say like, "Yeah, man, I'm obviously sitting on a ticking time bomb." I've never heard one say that, so it's not like he's going to come out and say that either. And I to be honest, I don't know a lot about the interim manager that's come in, so I can't say like, well, look at the work that he did in here, or look at the work that he did in there.
Well, I mean, he was with Girardi on the Yankees. He was part of that 09 team as a bench coach for Girardi. He's been with the Phils since 18. Kapler kind of got him, whether Kapler wanted him or not. So he's been with this team pretty much as long as some of the players have been on the team.
Yeah.
Mainly at this point, Nola and Reese. So I think he has a good idea of what this team's working with and what they have to do. And clearly, I mean, it's just 3 games, but it's an indication that that something's clicking at this moment with him in this team.
And and I don't know like if this makes any difference or anything, but I mentioned to you via text also the other day that the only interim coach in baseball to ever take over a team and have them win the World Series was Jack McKeon on the 2003 Marlins. Now that was another good young team. Obviously they had Miguel Cabrera, they had Dontrell Willis. I think Jeff Conine was still on that team also. So there was a lot of good young talent on there. So he was obviously the one to just kind of guide them in the right direction. And also, and this is out of left field a little bit, but I've been watching. There's a show on HBO right now that you might have been watching. It's called Winning Time, and it's all about the rise of the Lakers dynasty, and in basketball, of course. And now they had an interim manager. Their manager got injured about 13 to 14 games into the season. They brought in the interim manager who was like the bench coach, behind him, and he ended up taking them all the way to the NBA Finals and winning. Unfortunately, it was against the Sixers, but we won't go into that. But so it's not out of the ordinary, and it's not out of the realm of possibility, is what I'm saying. That somebody can come in and just absolutely be just perfect for the team. And who knows? I mean, we've looked good in 3 games under Thomson.
And I would dare say that based on how the Angels have been playing, I don't think there's a team that mirrors the Phils as much as the Angels do at the moment. In terms of quality of play on the field, I mean, both teams have been struggling a lot.
Yeah.
And I think the Phils came out of this for the better. They needed these wins big time, especially over a team that does have loaded talent.
Now let me ask you really quick. I'm sorry to interject, but
you're fine.
I sent you before we began that picture that said, and I added it also to like our talking points for today, that the Phillies have more wins against LA teams, 7, than they do against NL East teams, 6. So I mean, now how crazy is that? That they can't beat the Braves, they can't beat the Mets, they can't beat the Marlins. We haven't played the Nationals yet, so other than that, we're doing pretty good. But isn't that interesting though that they can play so well against the Dodgers and the Angels, but struggle so mightily against people in their own division?
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, but I think that this information gives hope, because if they go into the playoffs, they may not play another NL East team as if they go in as a wild card. They might play a West Coast team. They might play a Central Division team. So it gives hope that they can compete, maybe not as well within their own division, which is, I hate to say it, it's a mediocre division again. But they can compete against teams that are considered better than them.
And I don't know if I would even say that the division is mediocre. I feel like a lot of teams in our division tend to underperform. I'll say it that way. And what's even scarier?
It's very diplomatic.
Yes, I know. Well, what's even scarier for me though is that the Mets are right now without DeGrom and without Scherzer, and they look good. They look good. And we've talked about this before, but their owner is somebody now who's willing to spend a lot of money to put a winning team on the field. And so I think they're going to be in trouble for a while. And the Braves still have Acuna, still has Albies, still has Max Fried, who I picked up, by the way, today in our fantasy league. Who the heck dropped Max Fried? Who does that? Who does that? Was it you?
Know.
Was it you?
No.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, good. Yeah.
No, I picked up last week Alcantara from the Marlins, who is currently the number 1 ranked pitcher for fantasy in our league.
Wow. Well, so last week I picked up Acuna off waivers and JD Martinez also off waivers. And I was like, what's going on? What is this? So I don't know. I mean, some interesting moves that, in our fantasy baseball league.
Which we're both tied for first. I think we need to acknowledge that.
We're both going for first?
We're both tied. We're tied for first.
Oh, that's right. Because, I got beat this week. Darn it. I made all these great moves and I was like, I got Acuna, I got Martinez. I also grabbed, what's his face? The, Adley Rutschman. But I think I benched him this week for Real Muto because Real Muto is heating up again. And I was like, my team is going to be unstoppable. And then I got crushed this week. So yeah, I mean, that's just fantasy baseball though. But really quick, I wanted to talk to you. What do you think about the young talent on this team? Stott, Bohm, Moniak. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Here's my, and it's me as a fan, not me as an observer or someone who hosts 2 sports podcasts. I get scared to get invested in these young players because every time I've gotten invested in a young player, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to be all in on Stott or all in on Moniak and I think Bohm is having a really good rebound year. He's having some emotional issues this year, what with gashing his neck open the other night. But
wait, I don't know if I heard that. What happened there?
He slammed the bat off of some equipment in the dugout, and the bat bounced back and nicked him in the neck, and he had to go back in and get patched up.
Wow, I completely missed that. Now, he's actually, I'm just looking at his stats quick. He's kind of, in a bit of a rut right now because he's only batting .262 with, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. OPS plus is only 88, so that's not good. Regular OPS is only 657. So, and his actually WAR is -6, but that might be just because of his fielding, which kind of everybody's known, everybody's talked about. Stott has finally started to come around a little bit. He has 2 home runs now, and obviously the big winner from last night, which I do not have cable. So I was following the game day, and I was like, okay, it's first and second. Stott is up. Let's see, something's gonna happen. So I was like frantically like looking around, trying to find a stream of the game somewhere, anywhere. And
do you have Sirius XM that you could stream the radio version of the game?
I don't,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
And I have MLB TV, but guess what? My favorite team is in market. So, every time I try to turn on the game
there are 4 teams whose market we are in.
Yeah.
I
so know.
God forbid you like the Pirates, the O's, the Nats, or the Phils in our area, and you don't have cable. You're not watching them.
I know it's crazy, and I hate that, honestly, because I was down in Hilton Head last month, and while I was down in Hilton Head, I was able to watch all the Phillies games because I was not close to my market. So that was great. That was nice. But then when I come home, where I'd like to just watch the Phillies, but obviously I have some trouble there. But getting back on point though, like I know what you mean though when it comes to the prospects, because you see people like Dominic Brown come and they're so highly touted, or even Scott Kingery, who? Yeah, I know. Wait, did you really not hear what I said?
No, I heard what you said.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. You said that so convincingly that I was like, well, maybe he didn't actually know what I said. So I mean, Scott Kingery, who I had such high hopes for, and I don't know if it was like, a management messing with his swing or something, or what happened, but I mean, he clearly just completely fell off, and don't know what happened there. But I want Bohm to pan out. I want Moniak to pan out. I want Stott to pan out. But out of all of them, I want Moniak to pan out most, because he was first overall, and he's been looking amazing in the minors. Even like his rehab assignment that he was doing in the minors. I mean, he was tearing it up. And then in spring training, he came through and he was just tearing it up. They found out he makes the team, and then oops, he gets hit by a pitch and is out for like 2 months. So I just want one of our prospects to pan out, for the love of God.
I mean, Bohm's the closest. And speaking of Bohm, let's one more question here for you. One more topic, I guess we should say. Do you think there's any potential all-stars on our team this year?
Well, definitely Harper, definitely Wheeler. Now, and I don't care what we have to do, because Harper has not been an all-star yet in his time with the Phillies, which seems pretty crazy to me, especially last year when he was MVP. But yeah, I mean, the obvious ones, Harper and Wheeler, definitely. I heard some talk on the Phillies subreddit about trying to get Bohm into the All-Star game.
I'm all in on trying to get Bohm into the All-Star game.
Yeah, and I would 100% do that too, because I'll be the first to admit I'm a homer when it comes to the Phillies. I see you typing something into our itinerary as I'm looking at it. That was weird. But anyway,
so I can do the show notes for Brad.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, obviously Harper, Wheeler, and I mean potentially Bohm, but who knows? I'm trying to think if there's like anybody else like on the team right now. I mean, nobody else is really setting the world on fire.
Nola's doing really good as a pitcher, and I believe he's leading the NL in strikeouts.
Let's see here.
I believe I heard someone say that on MLB Network over the weekend.
Okay, so let's see. He's sorry, I'm looking at this quick. He has 79 strikeouts, but it doesn't say that it's a lead right now. 79 strikeouts in 66 innings. But who knows? Maybe he could have just been passed or something, though. Maybe when you heard it, that it was actually the case.
Oh, well, totally. I mean, yeah, that can change on any given day. But even if he was for a couple of days, that shows he's rebounded this season as well. And I do believe he has rebounded. So I think right now, I think we got 4 potential All-Stars.
Well, I mean, I hope so. And his ERA isn't quite where I'd want it to be. Like I would love it if he could get that down to maybe like a more manageable, maybe somewhere in the 2s, maybe even something in the low 3s. And let's talk quick also about, for the love of God, we need a closer, like a real closer, like, cause
I know he drives you crazy.
Yeah. I think I sent you a message twice recently where I said, can we fire Knebel into the sun?
You are not his biggest fan.
No, not right now, and, I think I put in the Phillies subreddit a lot, paging 2008 Brad Lidge, and 2009 Brad Lidge is like, I'm available, and we're like, no, he's gonna, you go away, 2009 Brad Lidge. Sorry, I can, I get off topic a little bit, especially when I'm talking about the Phillies because I get so excited about the Phillies.
If you're fine by me, you don't have to apologize to me, or I don't think the listeners would have a problem with that either. So no worries.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I saw you put that in the show notes again. Tory just likes Knebel. Yeah.
Well, I gotta have this stuff ready for the description, so
yeah,
it helps me out. So I guess at this point we should probably wrap this up because we're just a bit past our 30-minute time frame here. Real quick, you can find me every other week on the Not Another Sports podcast, where myself and my best friend David cover general sports talk geared towards all fans. This week coming up, we're going to have Brad and Brig from Baseball Together on for what is going to be a minimal edit, anything goes kind of episode, because that's just how it goes when they're on. And Tory, you have a plug as well, so why don't you hit everyone up with that?
Okay. Well, so you can support the Philly Baseball Together podcast and the Baseball Together podcast network by picking up a shirt at baseballtogether.com/Philly-baseball-together-podcast. When you go there, listeners of Philly Baseball Together pod, you can also take 15% off Philly collection by using code FIPOD at checkout. And I also have a singing channel on YouTube. In fact, I just put up a song today. I am the bearded bald baritone. That's the bearded bald baritone. So if you guys want to take a listen, I like uploading music. It's all cover songs, but I enjoy it so much, and it's just a way, like an artistic outlet out for me. So if people listening would give it a chance, I would love that.
I mean, I've checked out your videos, but I already knew you had a good singing voice, so I'm not someone you need to win over on that.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us for this episode of the Philly Baseball Together podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, and we are on YouTube now. Please, if you don't want to listen to us, you can view us on YouTube, but you're not actually viewing us, you're viewing our logo. But with that, this episode is out of here.
Out of here!